Back in 2013, information was released to the public that changed how most Americans viewed the government and their privacy. What was once viewed as the paranoid musings of a handful of conspiracy theorists was now seen to be a grim reality. Glenn Greenwald of The Guardian and Barton Gellman of The Washington Post worked with whistleblower Edward Snowden to inform the public about the National Security Agency's global surveillance programs. This has been a hard, consequential story, which could have gone wrong in all kinds of ways. I'm thrilled at the recognition for the Post, and honestly, I'm relieved that we didn't screw it up, said Gellman. Both the Washington Post and The Guardian had teams of journalists, along with Greenwald and Gellman, working to disperse a series of articles exposing the NSA, and one of the most important and controversial disclosures of government information since the publication of the Pentagon Papers in 1971 by the New York Times. These publications by The Guardian and The Post resulted in major advances in the field of investigative journalism. One of the most groundbreaking moves made by these journalists was in source protection, using encryption when communicating with a source. The NSA surveillance stories initially began with Snowden speaking anonymously through encrypted channels with filmmaker Laura Poitras, creator of the documentary about Snowden, Citizen4, and Greenwald. Encryption was not commonly used at the time, but with how compelling the information Snowden provided, Poitras and Greenwald complied. Gellman, who was known for his early use of encryption, was also provided with the same documents. What is encryption? According to Cloudflare, encryption is a way of scrambling data so only the authorized parties can understand the information. Encryption works by using an algorithm to scramble plain text into what is known as ciphertext. When the intended party receives this encrypted data, a cryptographic key is used to unscramble the information, turning it back into readable text. This method prevents any third party from viewing the data sent. Using encryption as a journalist is a useful way of offering security to a source, particularly if they wish to remain anonymous, or in a high-stakes case like this one. This was how the journalists at The Washington Post and The Guardian were able to receive the 200,000 secret documents leaked by Snowden in June 2013.
The backbone of computer security today is encryption. Encryption is the thing that keeps your money in your bank account rather than in a criminal's. It is the thing that keeps our dams closed and our roads open. Encryption is the only thing that determines whether the medical devices in our hospitals or the ones in your body deliver a therapeutic dose or a fatal one. Encryption saves lives. Encryption protects property. Without it, our economy stops. Our government stops. Everything stops.
The Committee to Protect Journalists also emphasizes how important it is for journalists to use encryption, allowing journalists safe connections with sources, protected integrity of information, and protection from attackers. Cybersecurity was a major issue with these articles, from both an inside and an outside perspective. Not only did the work of these journalists have a profound impact on how journalists handled their security, but citizens around the world. Government institutions and private sectors claim to have made amends to their use and collection of the public's data.
Since we began this review, including information being released today, we've declassified over 40 opinions and orders of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court, which provides judicial review of some of our most sensitive intelligence activities, including the Section 702 program targeting foreign individuals overseas and the Section 215 telephone metadata program. And going forward, I'm directing the Director of National Intelligence, in consultation with the Attorney General, to annually review, for the purposes of declassification, any future opinions of the court with broad privacy implications, and to report to me and to Congress on these efforts.
But according to Pew Research in 2019, 7 in 10 Americans say they feel as if their data is less secure today than it was 5 years ago. The National Security Agency's X-Keyscore program was one of many subjects of privacy concerns brought to light by Snowden's documents. It was investigated for 5 years by the Privacy and Civil Liberties Oversight Board. According to the Washington Post, it allows analysts to use Google-like search functions across vast databases of internet traffic captured from sites worldwide to pluck out emails, web browsing histories, and social media activity of specific people. Travis LeBlanc is a Democratic Privacy and Civil Liberties Oversight Board member, appointed by President Donald Trump, and in the conclusion of his partially classified statement issued on March 12, 2021, said, "I am unable to support the former board's report on the X-Keyscore program. I harbor serious reservations about the deficiencies in our oversight of the X-Keyscore program, as well as significant concerns about the program's operations. I hope the deficiencies and gaps identified in my statements will help provide guidance to NSA on additional issues that it needs to address, with respect to the operations of X-Keyscore." This program, although it has been widely criticized, operates under Executive Order 12333 and is therefore not subject to oversight by the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court. Today, waves continue to roll off the splash these journalists made. The Post and The Guardian continue to provide insight and updates for citizens concerned about their privacy. In 2017, Federal Communications Commission's privacy protections for Internet users was repealed by President Trump. According to the Washington Post, these protections would have banned Internet providers from collecting, storing, sharing, and selling certain types of customer information without user consent. Issues regarding cybersecurity and government surveillance may well continue to be argued and analyzed for many years into the future. But thanks to those groundbreaking articles from the Washington Post and The Guardian back in 2013, the public is no longer so much in the dark.